product, Finolex Industries in focus. The company provides pipes, PVC pipes for sanitation and other purposes, construction as well. We have Mr. Ajit Venkatraman, who is joining us. Ajit, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time. Your Q4 show appears a bit mixed. 10%, almost 9% revenue growth, profits are flat. There's some margin pressure. Talk to us about going forward. Where do you see your markers to stabilize at, especially margins?
See, margins have seen significant improvement. If you actually look at it, we as in the industry look at it from a rupees per kg as well. And if you look at it from that perspective, our rupees per kg is in the tune of 13 rupees, which is up from 11 rupees. So there is a significant margin improvement that we have seen in the overall year. And with stable PVC prices, we expect that the growth in overall metric volume is likely to be stable, and we expect that the overall industry to be growing anywhere between 10 and 15%.
Okay, so the industry is going to grow at 10 to 15%, but what about your own business? Because this quarter as well, the volume growth has been quite solid across the board. It's not percolating into revenue perhaps because of the realization dip. Explain to us what kind of expectations we should have with FY25 now?
See, if you look at the reason for the revenue drop, it is essentially on the back of PVC prices, which had dropped significantly in the September timeframe. PVC prices had dropped almost about 11 rupees in a span of about 15 days. So that is what gets reflected. But in terms of metric tons, the overall volume, for example, in Q4, we had a fairly healthy growth. And if you see in Q4, we had almost a 23% growth in terms of volume. For the entire year, it was about 11%. So going forward, we expect the volume to be in the same range, growth to be in the same range. Again, revenue is going to be dependent largely on PVC prices.
Just coming back to that point, 10 to 15% is the industry growth. Yours will be better or in the same range? And any indication of the PVC price? I know it's crystal ball gazing, but you have a business to run and make some plans according to that, right?
True. So if you see over the last 1 week, we have seen the PVC prices inch a little bit. It is also going to be dependent upon the type of growth in the housing segment in both China and United States. China has recently, I think, introduced measures to boost the housing segment. And therefore, the main consumption of PVC happens in the housing segment. So this is something which we are closely watching. Also, we are watching the factors that are going to drive the PVC prices. And as you are right, it's a kind of crystal gazing at this point of time. It is a wait and watch for us.
Ajit, but you know that what essentially it means is that you're still guiding for a 10 to 15. If you take median 12-13% volume growth is what you're guiding towards, and that's pretty much you did in the last fiscal as well, 11% volume growth.
That's right.
But I want to understand but in the last fiscal we saw sharp improvement in your absolute EBITDA, almost 584 crores. Where do you see and what are the levers you're pressing for the full year kind of a picture going in the next 3-4 quarters? Where are the provisions to actually improve your EBITDA or margins overall, absolute ones?
So profitability essentially is coming on the back of efficiencies and the scale of operations. And also there is an improvement in the product mix as over the last 1 year. So our effort in Finolex has been to try and grow our non-agri business faster than our agri business. So we expect a better than industry growth in terms of non-agri business. Agri business is fairly dependent upon the rain, etc. And therefore, we expect higher single-digit growth, not more than that. Whereas in the non-agri segment, which is driven by the construction business, which is expected to grow in the next 5 years with a CAGR of 15%, we expect to do better in that segment.
Construction, especially your kind of product line, has got a late cycle, kind of a mix to it, because some part of it during the building and of course last part of it at the time of finishing perhaps. Is that the reason why next 2-3 years outlook is on volume front is better, because such a lot of inventory is now coming up for final fit outs and kind of delivery? Is that the reason? Does next 3 years look better than last 3 years?
Yes, the plumbing and sanitation business is dependent upon that, and you are right. It is an indication of the inventory of houses that are coming up in the market.
Ajit, last question from my end. You have a sizable cash that you're sitting at, almost 2,000 odd crores. What's the utilization plan? Are you doing some heavy capex or making a war chest for some acquisitions or inorganic growth opportunities?
No, we are focusing mainly on organic growth, and we will be needing additional capacity going forward. And therefore, the capex will be funded from within. And whatever is not utilized is going to go back to the shareholders.
Quick word on this Jal Se Nal opportunity. A lot of pipe companies, both metal and PVC, are analyzing it. Talk to us about the use case companies such as yours have in this opportunity. Which end, if yes, and when are the big capex or kind of play starts from the government side? Any view?
So, see, low-cost housing and housing for all, and especially in the rural areas, or affordable housing has been a main focus of the government. And what we can see is that a good chunk of it already is done. For example, Jal Jeevan Mission, almost 80% is complete, the way we see it. And therefore, it is an important segment. Finolex does not participate directly in that. Our dealers and distributors do.
Okay, Ajit, on that note, we'll let you go. Thanks so much for making time and speaking with us. In the meantime, let's pull up the market mood, and it seems like there's a sizable recovery on bank.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.